Don in London, hello. It's January 3rd, 2010. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour, equally addictive. Work, relationships, materialism, trying to be whatever I thought I ought to be, to fit in, to be included in a part of life. And along the way I found a way of helping myself feel okay about fitting in and overcoming fear and putting on a brave face, or rather to put on a brave face so that I could be a part of what was going on around me. And my most favourite way of doing that, I guess, over the years was to help myself with alcohol. So a drink would take the edge off, a second drink would make me feel convivial, a third drink might make me feel joyful, and so the pattern started to be established, a pattern that took the edge off me. So these days, after 35 years of taking the edge off, I've realised it's better to deal with the fear that makes me feel shy, less than, not good enough, and try and find a way to be sober and live life as it is today, so that I can have a bit more courage, a bit more faith, and a bit more confidence in what I'm doing and who I am becoming. So there is no fixing in recovery. We cannot fix ourselves and make ourselves well. We learn how to live well and be ourselves, how to be ourselves on a daily basis. That's the fundamental I've learned about living life and life working. So 35 years of taking the edge off, trying to look right, putting on a brave face, a stiff upper lip. What did I do? I drank myself silly, worked myself into the ground, had so many relationships I didn't know how to live and be in a relationship, because it was always about starting them up and looking right rather than about feeling right in the moment of what was going on. So a great actor, I guess. And what was behind that? Well, a lot of fear. So these days I don't have to fear life so much. I don't have to put on an act. I can just be me. So sober is a preferred state of being for me. And what helps me? Well, family, friends, community, and a fellowship, and that fellowship is AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's one way to get sober and live sober. There are many ways to live sober, and many people have found their path. But the gift of fellowship is we have support, and we remain unique, authentic people on our own personal path of living. So I was a skeptic for many years, and I was also in denial and in ignorance of my ailment for many years too. So what is it about addiction? Well, we don't know we've got it till we've got it, and then when we've got it we deny it. And then when we deny it we keep on drinking because we feel that self-will will prevail. And what did self-will teach me? Well, it prevailed, and self-will was always broken by a need to take the edge off. So these days, after a little while of enormous discomfort around trying to find out who I was, a lot of fear, a lot of needing to take the edge off, I learned how it was to start afresh, start with a blank page. And the blank page is where I start most mornings. I've got all the experience of life, I've got all the thinking that you can possibly imagine which has gone into that life, and I still need to learn who I am on a daily basis. And that's the true gift. The true gift is we are changing every single day and becoming a more complete human being, I guess. But the completion process is never over, because there will always be a gap inside which is there to be filled with good living. So these days I prefer not to drink. It's my choice, if you like, not to drink on a daily basis. A 24-hour program which keeps me in a space where I can learn and grow. So fellowship is important to me. Friends in fellowship, the AA fellowship, I share about it here and the literature and what it does. And January for me is all about the first step of the 12-step action program, and I'll say more about that in a moment. But I'll just share the statement of intent, or AA preamble, first. It slows me into the moment of sharing. And it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And this time of year, January, we have meetings in London of the fellowship, about 700 available every week. So there are a lot of people in recovery in London. And in those meetings over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of new people coming in, or a lot of people returning after a bit of research or convincing that maybe drink is not for them. And when we realise that the addiction can take us back within hours to a place we thought we'd left for a long time, we know it's better and more, I suppose we know that if we don't attend to our recovery on a daily basis, we can lose it so quickly. It only takes an angry moment, it only takes something to go wrong, or worse, it could be something going so right we think we can deal with it and take a drink to celebrate. So it can catch us both ways, this addiction. And the gift for me is if we are able to know where we are on a daily basis and make the choice not to drink, we also make the choice to be unique, authentic people. So step 1 of the program is all about powerlessness over alcohol, and drinking will make life unmanageable. So it's an active program. We know if we don't drink, life is manageable. We're powerless over most things, but we learn that we have choices around what we can and cannot do. So in this book, Daily Reflections, it covers the first step in the for the full month of January, and has readings which allure to what we can do and how we can live. So for January the 3rd it says powerlessness. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, but our lives had become unmanageable. It is no coincidence that the very first step mentions powerlessness. An admission of personal powerlessness over alcohol is a cornerstone of the foundation of recovery. I've learned that I do not have the power and control I once thought I had. I am powerless over what people think about me. I am powerless over having just missed the bus. I am powerless over how other people work or don't work the steps. That's the 12-step program. But I've also learned I am not powerless over some things. I am not powerless over my attitudes. I am not powerless over negativity. I am not powerless over assuming responsibility for my own recovery. I have the power to exert a positive influence on myself, my loved ones, and the world in which I live. So, although powerlessness seems to be, what are you trying to say? I don't have the willpower, I don't have this, that or the other, I don't have control over other people, places or things. And the answer is, it's always been like that. But somehow alcohol made us think that we were all powerful over everything, especially our own drinking behaviour. So as we change our attitude and behaviour to understand that a drink won't solve anything, that a drink will not make life better, it may take the edge off, but it won't make life different. Life remains as it is. Life experience is as it is. So whether it's good or bad, surely it's better to be sober. Would I have said that 10 years ago? No, not on your life. I would have said, I want to drink, and I want to drink until all my problems are gone. And they never were. They just got bigger and worse. So for me, at the end of these videos, as I always share, the serenity prayer is the can-do, can't-do bit, if you like. And it can be to God or good conscience or a power greater than ourselves, just an exhortation and meditation. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. For me is just for today.